And, I found out that sometimes you've got to go through what God allows in order to really experience the goodness of God. You don't always know what God is doing, but you have to trust God's record to know that in the end, it's going to always work out for your good. Ricky, just the other day I was in the airport when all that stuff was going on with technology, man, and there was a storm where I was. And so I was sitting up, man, trying to get to my destination, and, I couldn't get there because they were delaying the flight, and then they delayed the flight again. They delayed the flight a third time, sent me to another concourse, and then sent me to another concourse. That flight got canceled, sent me back to another concourse, and before long I looked up. That was about 12 hours after the time I was supposed to depart, still sitting in the airport. And then when we finally got on the plane, man, it was when God spoke to me and said, it's really not the airline's fault that you're sitting in this space. I said, it's really a storm going on outside. And all they were really trying to do was put you in the right position so when the storm was over, you could take off. And it hit me then. And sometimes we get so frustrated because we're moving here, this is happening and that's happening, and the storms of life are raging. But God says, you got to trust me and know that I'm going to put you in the right position at the right time so that when the storm is over, you're going to take off and go places you've never been before. I think that sounds like something we see happening right now. And to God be the glory. God will put you where you need to be. So when it's your time, can't no devil in hell stop it. So give God glory because God is good.
Hey, you said one in, Bishop Walker, and I caught that. Hey, Bishop Walker, yes, sir. Yes, sir. We better get ready. Let everybody know how you can be reached.
Hey, I want everybody to follow me on Instagram at Joseph Walker 3. That's Joseph Walker, the number 3. And let me know you were listening to the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
There it is. Hey, love you, man. Appreciate you.
Love you, too.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all. Here's Melvin Crispell III, y'all. Kill this right here on the Stellar Awards. I love this right here. Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
News headlines.
Entertainment.
Sports.
It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, 13 minutes after the hour, y'all got your front page right here. Maria, good morning.
Good morning, Ricky. The front page is brought to you by Urban One. Listen to the new Urban One podcast, Raising Fame, on the Urban One Podcast Network. To listen, go to urbanonepodcast.com or wherever you get your podcast. Good morning, RSMS family. Here's what's happening in news. Joe Biden will no longer run for president. The president released a statement saying, I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of the term. Did this come as a shock to you, Ricky?
Yeah. I thought that it would come probably something like that this week, or it would be some announcement whether he was going to stay and fight it out or return. But yesterday I found out right before my plane was taking off, and I was having all kind of anxiety. Couldn't catch my breath. I couldn't get in front of a TV fast enough to see what was going on. I started getting text messages. My phone started blowing up. Roland Martin and just different people that I talk politics with. So I was on with Roland Martin and different people talking to them yesterday all day, just trying to find out information. So I'm excited about Kamala Harris. Excited.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're going to be having a conversation about that, well, actually all day throughout the morning show. Like you said, Roland Martin will be on the show, Bakari Sellers, Jeff Johnson. Biden did announce separately on his X that he has thrown his full support and endorsement of Vice President Kamala Harris to become the Democratic nominee. So we'll see how things play out. I'm Maria Moore, and that's what's happening in news. For more stories and updates, visit RickeySmileyMorningShow.com. Rock T, what's going on in sports?
What's up, Maria, man? WNBA All-Star Weekend was going down. I don't know if you got your chance to watch and check it out, man. But let me give you some of the highlights, man. Team WNBA All-Stars beat Team USA 117-109. 117-109. Dallas Wings superstar Arike Agumbawale dropped 34 points, all in the second half. She won the MVP. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese playing together on the same court. That was cool to see. Angel became the first rookie in All-Star history with a double-double. The WNBA All-Stars were playing with a chip on their shoulder, man, because many of them were snubbed from Team USA. So people are on social media, of course, saying, are we sending the best women to Paris to represent Team USA in the Olympics? Only time will tell. We're going to see, man. LSU sophomore defensive back Javian Tovanio arrested on video voyeurism. Hope I'm saying that word correct. Pretty much, he was accused of having sex with a woman and recording it without her consent on an iPad with a hidden camera. So he's been dismissed from the football team until further notice. It's my quick sports report right there. Briggity Tat, what you got coming up next in the hot spot?
Coming up next, Sean Kingston and his mother. Guess what happened to them? I got the details up next on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
The hot spot.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
So hot and
You can catch me at the hot spot.
It's the BR18.
All right, Rickey Smiley Morning Show is the bottom of the hour, time for the hot spot. What up, Brett?
What up, Ricky? Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brat Tat Tat, and this is the hot spot where we bring you music, movies, and more. So let's get off into it. Twisters, the standalone sequel to the 1996 film, generated $80.5 million in ticket sales over the weekend, and that's about $30 million more than analysts expected initially, and makes for the biggest opening of a live-action movie yet this summer. Despicable Me 4 came in second with $23.8 million, followed by Inside Out 2 with $12.7 million, Long Legs with $11.7 million, and A Quiet Place Day 1 with $6.1 million. Moving on, Sean Kingston and his mother appeared in Florida federal court Friday. Oh, that's like a tongue twister. Florida federal court Friday. It's like seashells by the seashore. After being charged in a wire fraud scheme to obtain more than $1 million worth of luxury goods. Kingston and his mother, Janice, were indicted by a federal grand jury earlier this month on 1 count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud and 5 counts of wire fraud. The two face up to 20 years in prison on each count if convicted. Prosecutors alleged Kingston and his mother from April 11, 2023 to March 29 obtained over $1 million in luxury cars, jewelry, and other pricey items through a scheme where the rapper would use his celebrity status to persuade vendors to stray from their regular business practices and deliver the goods without receiving full payment. The two also allegedly used fake documents to show that they initiated payment to the vendors when in reality they did not.
Yeah. Any type of fraud against the feds, you're going to jail.
Yeah, you're not going to get off of that.
You're going to jail.
You are. You're going to do some time. Lord have mercy.
You and your mama in jail.
You and your mama?
Your mom?
Well, I guess we just got to keep lifting in prayer, but they should have. Come on now, you can't just do that. All right, moving on, y'all. Biggie, Jay-Z, Nas, and the Big Three, Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick Lamar all failed to make the top 5 on a recent Family Feud episode that asked contestants to name the best rapper of all time. As a matter of fact, only Big and Hov made the tail end of the list of 8 rappers who were on the survey, prompting Steve Harvey to comment that clearly the 100 people surveyed to determine the answers were not hip-hop heads. Some of the contestants guessed people like J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, Lil Wayne, and Ice Cube, who were not anywhere on this list, y'all. The finalists, according to those who answer Family Feud polls, in order from the first to the last, is Snoop Dogg, Tupac, Eminem, Dr. Dre, LL Cool J, Big, 50 Cent, and Jay-Z. Man, then Steve Harvey said, I just want to apologize to the entire hip-hop community. Jay-Z last? What in the world?
Right. Brad, how Dr. Dre end up in there?
Who is not even a rapper. He's a producer. Right. I mean, he rhymes sometimes. I don't know. I don't know who. They clearly are not asking people of color. All right, moving on. Last but not least, Big Sean announced his new album, Better Than You, will be released on August 9th. He also shared another new single from his album on Friday called Yes. Big Sean shared that he's starting to release more new music from the album after the project started to leak on the internet. Sean's last album was Detroit 2, which was released in 2020, so congratulations to him. All right, y'all, we're going to wrap up the hot spot on that note. But coming up next, we got Rock T's Joke of the Day.
Oh.
I'm not going to even ask. It's going to be funny because we already know that the answer is no. You be saying, yeah, 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 when it's really no, 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 no.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. It is about that time for Rock T's Joke of the Day. Happy Monday.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Yodel Yay.
Yodel Yay who?
I didn't know you can yodel.
That probably was the worst ever.
I thought it's Yodelay. No,
You got to clock out after that one.
Yodelay. It's not Yoda Yay.
You even went up with the who.
Yodelay.
Oh, Yodelay he who.
Yodel
So you
Yay
supposed to say Yodelay he. Yeah,
But he
say
said
Yodelay he
Yoda
who.
Yay.
Clock out, player.
Dog. He went up.
Now you got to get the premise right before you get the.
Thank
The
you.
premise
He said
is supposed to be
Yodel
the setup for the punchline.
Right.
But you didn't get the premise right. You over there cracking up.
Okay. I just took it on the desk.
Yodel Yay Foo.
Yeah, you got it wrong, Rob. Right, you couldn't rehearse that. You couldn't get that right.
Hey, dog. Oh, I'm trying to remix my joke.
Yodelay.
It's my joke.
Oh.
Rob, that's an old joke. And you did it wrong.
Says who?
Yodel.
Capital G, capital A, capital O, capital T.
B-I-C-T-H.
Job. J-O-B.
It's time for Gary's Word of the Week.
And you know this, man.
All right, y'all, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to expand your vocabulary with the word of the week. Every week, we let Gary showcase one of his new favorite words and give us the definition of how to use it in a sentence. And Gary, we're happy to have you this morning. Yes. What word will you be expanding our vocabulary with this week?
Well, Rick, it's a beautiful word. I've heard it before, and I've never used it in a sentence until today. But the word for the week today is conciliatory.
Conceal.
Eatory.
I think you're pronouncing it kind of wrong.
And it's a noun.
Yes, it's a noun, Rick, and it's spelled C-O-N-C-I-L-I-A-T-O-R-O-Y. Conciliatory.
There you go.
Say it again.
Conciliatory. Damn it.
Okay. And use it in a sentence.
Okay, and the definition is to describe behaving or looking as though one thinks one is superior to others. And here it is in the sentence.
What?
No, that's the wrong definition. That was the definition for the word last week.
Well, why not?
So that buzz is for you then.
Not for me. I didn't do that.
Whoever did this,
you're responsible.
They said it is important that Black Tony come back with an attitude that is conciliatory toward Rickey Smiley.
Now that's appropriate. Yeah.
Wait a minute, I'm trying to see.
What's the definition?
What does it mean?
Yeah, what's the definition? Somebody Google it.
To describe behaving or looking as though one thinks one is superior to others.
Okay, so that is the definition.
That's the definition.
Well, Ricky,
Maria
whoever write these words, honey, don't know what they're doing. The definition is, what the definition is? Oh, showing willingness to end a disagreement or trying to make someone less angry. A conciliatory gesture or remark.
That's better. That's better,
Yes.
Gary.
Yeah.
That's better, Gary. That's better.
I know doggone well I knew the right definition. Some people trying to make me look crazy.
No, that was good. More Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up.
Hold it.
He's half man, half woman.
It's Gary.
I wanna hip you to the T.
It's Gary, baby.
All right, Rickey Smiley Morning Show, 4 minutes after the hour. Y'all, hey, it's right around the corner. Don't miss my birthday beach blowout August the 9th through the 11th at the fabulous Diplomat Hotel. Hey, I need all my Leos in the building to come celebrate your birthday with me and the crew. All you need is $500 down to reserve your room and get access to all the events. Go to RickySmileyBBB.com. What up, Gary?
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's Monday, a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. Some people saying it's official. I'm assuming that it's official. But I heard the people want to be private, y'all. But according to MTL, it's being reported that Nelly and Ashante went into labor last evening, y'all. And it's been announced, y'all, that she had a baby boy. They're saying that she gave birth to a beautiful baby boy. They say Nelly welcomed a beautiful son into the world. Yes, they're saying now that, but it's being reported. They said that they spoke to people close to Ashante who said that Nelly was right there by her side, helping her through the process, and that Ashante and her new son are both healthy but exhausted, y'all. So congratulations to them, honey.
What time did that happen?
They just said last night, honey, yesterday evening. They didn't say what time she had the baby or not.
I thought he had to perform last night at State Farm with Janet.
Oh, I don't know, baby. But then they're saying, honey, that she they want to be private with the birth. They said at least for the next few days. Why? They said for the next few days, they said, but they expect that Nelly and the Charlie will do a complete birth reveal to the fans, honey, in the next week or so. So congratulations
to them.
Yeah, I hope she get a baby, give him his own name and not Nelly or whatever. You know, I think more kids.
Nelly is not his real name.
Isn't his name Cornell or something like that? Yeah, so whatever. But I mean, give him his own identity because kids need to have their own identities nowadays.
But it's okay to be. It's amazing to be a junior.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Are you a junior?
No.
You're not?
No.
Any of your brothers a junior?
Well, my half brother, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Does the dad be wanting, to have a junior?
But why did Magic not name EJ Magic?
We don't know why Magic didn't do something. We don't know.
Okay. All right, moving on. In other celebrity news, y'all, Michael B. Jordan said, baby, he's talking about his split from Miss Lori Harvey amid, honey, her romance with Damson Idris. Now, he said, y'all, that he was very hurt. They said, honey, he was devastated, honey, that he and Lori broke up. And so, because they split, like, after nearly 2 years together, and they both had reported move on. They said, but for the first time, Michael B. Jordan is speaking out, y'all, about the breakup, y'all. And he's saying, how he was really hurt about that, and how he really loved her. And I think he's really hurt because I ain't heard about him and no other woman since her. And which I also feel, I think more men need to speak out now and let people know. If they hurt, let the world know you're hurt and stuff instead of walking around. Huh?
No, you don't want everybody to know you're hurt. Just go through your little stuff and get to know you. Develop your relationship with the Lord. Join the church, get in the choir and the usher board, and get yourself together before you get back out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but Ricky, if you let more women know you're hurt, then that'll give you a chance to get you another beautiful, better woman.
You can't use them to get over somebody else. I mean, you can, and everybody have done that. I have. I can't speak for nobody else, but that's not the right way to heal.
But, I do wonder if men go through, because sometimes, when a woman is with a guy and then he moves on and gets a woman who's beautiful and talented and all these things, I wonder if men feel the same way because, what's his name, Damson Idris?
Damson Idris?
Yeah, he is a very attractive man. So I wonder if Michael B. Jordan's like, dang, you know what I'm saying?
He's an actor, too.
And he's an actor. He's very, very attractive. Yeah.
Because men get jealous and stuff, honey, and
just like women do.
Women, but men get more jealous than women. Women just start hitting the walls and just start turning into alcohol and just picking up anything.
Is that what they do?
That's what men do. Isn't that what y'all men do? Don't men do that?
You said men do that.
Yeah, men do that.
I thought you said women do that.
No, men do that. They just,
he did say women.
Man, go to the strip club and sit up there, and before you know, we'll have somebody in 3 weeks. It take us about 3 days. We straight. 3 days, we straight, I promise you. Might not be all the way over, but 3 days, we moving on.
Yeah, but if are you getting something better, though, so you're just settling?
You might not get that better. You can get something temporary until the better one comes. Yeah, that's why I had a temp service.
Yes, sir.
It's like a Band-Aid, not a cure.
Okay. Well, congratulations to all parties then, honey, because, hey, you got to do what you do, honey, and people are definitely doing what they're doing, y'all. And my final story, y'all, Malik Hagg, y'all, she suggests, y'all, that OT Genesis has been dishonest, honey, about their co-parent relationship. They said the rapper says that the actress offered him only $100,000, honey, to have another baby, honey. Now, they said it looks like there may be some tension between them two, and I thought they were a good little couple together. I mean, they seem nice and stuff, but how would she offer him $100,000 to have another damn baby if he ain't taking care of the baby that he got? That's crazy. But then I know, too, we're in a day now where, people want to have their kids with one parent, the same parent and stuff. So if she took her hard-earned money and offered him $100,000, honey, something is wrong with her. But
is that a lot of money to him? Isn't he a successful rapper?
Well, supposedly, but she's an actress. I mean, she hang out with the Kardashians. So, she's friends with them or whatever, and they all got unlimited coins. But you shouldn't offer no man $100,000, though. I mean, that's just not a good look. But nevertheless, we're going to follow this story. Hopefully that's not true because their little son, honey, seems like he's happy with his parents. But if this man going to take $100,000 from his child's mother, something is wrong with him. And we're going to keep him in prayer. All right, the color today, honey, is one of my favorite colors. My color today, y'all, is Blue Moon. On the high end, you say Blue Moon, and on the low end, you say beautiful, beautiful navy blue. That's your color for today.
There it is. All right, y'all, give it up for Gary with the T. Smiley Morning Show. I got the wake-up calls. Hey, get at me. 866-9-RICKEY. Here we go.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. It's time to get yourself together. Cause he woke you up this morning, slid you in your house shoes, so it be better. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Encourage each other and be productive. The Rickey Smiley Morning Show, wanna know where you calling from, so come on and tell us and just wake up.
This is Debbie calling from Louisville, Kentucky. Calling to say, wake up, wake up, wake up.
Sean the Barber, Poinciana. Wake up, go brush your teeth before you have coffee.
This is Bruce calling from Cleveland. I want to wake up my co-workers, Lula, Malcolm, Veronica. Y'all get up and get to work. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Terry Jr. calling from Waycross, Georgia. I'm a truck driver out here on Interstate 81. I want to tell everyone in my town, Waycross, Georgia, wake up, wake up, wake up.
Wake up, wake up. If you listening on your radio, it's a whole gang of cities tuned in, locked in. What's yours? Cause we gon' let them know. Huntsville, wake up. Chattanooga, wake up. Let's go. Shreveport, wake up. Come on. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Where you at, Jackson? Wake up. Savannah, wake up. In Charleston, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Hey, appreciate it, Brett.
You're welcome, Rickey.
A lot going on after intense pressure from within his own party. President Biden said that he was ending his campaign and backing Vice President Kamala Harris to run in his place. So we got joining us this morning is an award-winning journalist and political correspondent, member of the Divine Nine also, Roland Martin. Good morning. Happy to have you. Good morning. Hey, Roland, let's jump right into it. We was corresponding and back and forth yesterday, so it's official now. Biden is out of the race. There's a lot of speculation about where the Democrats go from here. What's your take on the whole thing?
Well, first of all, Biden had no choice. Democrats spent 24 days attacking him after that bad June 27th debate. Remember, a week after that debate, the polls were tied. So the reason his polling numbers are awful now is because Democrats were relentless. They spent more time attacking him than Republicans did. So we are where we are. You are seeing the response. ActBlue said more than $70 million raised, not even in 24 hours, the most they've ever raised. And that's the power of Kamala Harris. 45,000 black women were on a Zoom last night. They raised $1.5 million to help on-the-ground efforts. I am participating and helping organize a Black Men's Call tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. Follow my social media for details on that. You're seeing Democrat
8 p.m. Eastern, because I want to be on that call also.
Yep. 8 p.m. Eastern, and we're going to stream it on the Black Star Network. You've got Democratic delegates coalescing around her. Bill and Hillary Clinton have already endorsed her. Many of the people who they want to run for the nomination, they've already endorsed her. California Governor Gavin Newsom, Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper. And so I don't know what President Obama was doing about talking about, I'm looking forward to the open convention process. No, bruh, I don't know. You need to get with everybody else and stand behind Kamala Harris right now. So I don't know what President Obama was doing on that one. But he going to realize in the next 48 hours, the party is going to absolutely coalesce around Vice President Kamala Harris.
So Roland, once this becomes official, because I think it's almost official, but once it becomes official, what tactic do you think that the Democrats and the Kamala Harris campaign needs to take to Donald Trump in these last 100 days?
First of all, you got to hit him on every single lie that he tells. Every time he lies, you hit him. Every time he makes up something, you hit him. But we got to be focused on hashtag Trump's Project 2025. We got to realize that is the most evil political document that I have seen since the days of Jim Crow. It is a hardcore right-wing agenda that spells disaster for black folks. We've been dropping videos. We've been dropping graphics. You can go to my social media, Instagram and Snapchat and TikTok and Twitter and all that for details on it. But we have got to understand, whether you're young, middle-aged, or older, that all of us are going to be impacted by that. We got to understand that sitting on the couch is not an option. And so I want everybody, if you're sitting here saying, well, I'm not sure, I want you to say, what are the three things that I care about? And where do the candidates line up? And we have to understand that every issue that we bring up, politics plays a role in that particular issue. This is not the moment for black folks and young folks and non-black folks to be sitting on the sidelines. Donald Trump is an evil individual who must be stopped at the ballot box.
Thank you for that. Go ahead, Ricky. Roland, I just appreciate everything that I see you doing on social media. I mean, you have really been hitting these messages hard. I do have a question for you about Speaker Mike Johnson. He said Republicans may sue if Democrats replace Joe Biden. Can you explain how this works with,
To qualify for the ballot, every state has their own procedures. But Republicans are throwing it out. Democratic lawyers have said, this is going to happen. We're going to have the nominee, and we're going to beat you in court. Remember, they beat Donald Trump 60 times when he tried to challenge the election in 2020. So that's just more hot air coming from the Republicans. But they're going to try it. This is also why you have lawyers. And the Democrats, they got some damn good lawyers who've been kicking Republicans' butt for the last 4 years.
Hey, Roland, any thoughts on VP pick for her?
Look, there are several people that they're looking at. North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper, Shapiro, the governor of Pennsylvania, Arizona Senator Mark Kelly, Andy Beshear, the governor of Kentucky. Let's be clear, it's going to be a white man. Let's just be real clear. So all the people who keep talking about identity politics, well, guess what? This is going to be identity politics. But her first goal, she has to secure the nomination. Democratic convention begins August 19th, and so all the focus between now is doing that. She'll be making, she'll be speaking at the Zeta Phi Beta convention in Indianapolis this week for a fireside chat, and so she's going to be on the road between now and the convention, really focusing on building up Harris for president.
Hey, Roland, I'm finna throw one at you. Now, the United States of America is more sexist than it is racist, right? They didn't vote for Hillary Clinton, who's a white woman. What make you think that America would elect Kamala Harris?
Well, first of all, that was 2016, and so as we go on, the numbers have changed. But here's the deal: people also now see the evil that Trump unleashed on this country. We have seen how that man tried to overthrow the country on January 6th. We have seen how he is going to abuse power. And so the real question is, are women going to use their power? There are more female voters in this country than anybody else. So Shannon Watts, who's with Moms, a group that deals with gun control, she specifically challenged white women on social media to stand up and use their power. And so what we have to do is, but we can't worry about what white folks are going to do. Black people must be maximizing our voting power, and we have not done that. Our voting numbers in every community needs to be 70% of all eligible people. People right now, check your voter status. Go to iwillvote.com. Do not assume you are registered because Republicans are kicking people off the rolls. This is the moment for black folks and young folks to be getting information and using our power. And I'm telling you, do not assume, we can survive another 4 years. 2025 is an evil plan. Get in the game, folks.
Hey, I look forward to having you back on this week, Roland. We got to roll with this, man. Hey, love you. Great. Thank you, Roland.
Appreciate it, folks. Y'all be well.
Yes, sir. Roland Martin, y'all. More Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up. Let's see who on the phone. A whole lot of stuff going on. Good morning. Who is this?
Well, it's your boy Black Tony, and I'm so upset right now. I know, Shawty. I'm so upset right now. I'm in the back seat of this car. Look, Shawty, let me tell you what happened. You're not going to believe this, cuz you know I had texted you and told you I was going to be back to work this morning. You remember I told you that yesterday? I told you yesterday.
Today is the first day of the rest of your life.
Shawty got a new outfit and everything, Shawty, and then what happened when you live in a crime offensive community. This what happened right here. Right here, I'm a crime victim right now. Right now, as we speaking, Shawty, I'm a crime victim right now.
What you mean?
I'm sitting in the back. Shawty, I'm getting gas. I'm on time to get up though. I done stopped at the gas station to get some gas to get to the radio station. I almost said a bad word. But it done jumped in the car, shouted, and put that thing on my head and said, "Hey, cuz, you know what it is?" I'm thinking I'm finna get jacked, shouted. I'm thinking he wanted the wheel. He told me, "No, this is a kidnapper, shouted. I'm being kidnapped right now."
Oh, so he ain't jacking you for your car, he's jacking you.
Yeah, he said, I'm in the back of the car right now. He got it right there on right now.
Put him on the phone. Let us talk to him.
He done brought me over here, mama house, talking about I gotta help her move.
What?
He kidnapped me because he needs somebody to help him mama move. Talking about she stay on the second floor and he can't carry all this stuff down the stairs by himself. He talking about if we get her moved out by 12, he'll let me go.
Well, what a weapon that he got?
He went on stairs to see was she up, and he told me don't move. He said sit right there in the car. He said don't you move. He said I promise you if you move, I'm gonna shoot you when I come back.
Just jump in the front and drive off,
or just get out the car.
I'm scared. He might be watching me. He been gone for like 15 minutes.
Man, you could have been pulled off. You crazy, man.
Plus, it's a stick shift, Rick. I can't drive a stick shift.
Do they still make stick shifts?
Wait a minute.
That's on what kind of car is it?
It's an 86 Honda Accord. Or 83, I think.
Wait a minute. Say, man, so just get out the car, dog.
He locked the door. He got the child lock, so I'm sitting in the
back.
Man,
bye, Black Tony. Bye. We'll see you tomorrow, man.
We do love them. If you come over my house and throw away my plastic bags, I will beat the life out of you. Every black person in here got a drawer under the sink full of them up. You ever open your pantry and they try to escape real slowly? You be like, They keep trying to get away. Right, love some plastic bags. There's a lot of uses for them. Number one, they trash bags for my little cans.
Yes, sir.
I have around the house. They also shower caps, umbrellas, backpacks, file cabinets. Yes, I keep my taxes in plastic bags. I put 2016 on there and slide it under my bed like every other American. And they great chicken bag shakers. Put the seasoned flour chicken in there and you spin them boys around and roll them out.
Hold it!
Half man, half woman.
It's Gary. I wanna hip you to the T. It's Gary, baby.
All right, 4 minutes after the hour, y'all. Gary C is being brought to you by the Rickey Smiley Birthday Beach Blowout going down August the 9th through the 11th in Hollywood, Florida. The Diplomat Beach Resort. 4-diamond rated by AAA. Relaxation, celebration, inspiration, pool parties, live music, Greek festivities, and much more. So all you need is $500 down to reserve your room. Or go to RickySmileyBBB.com. What up, Gary?
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's Monday. A beautiful,
Turn
beautiful
your
day
mic
in the
up, Gary.
neighborhood.
Sound like you're way off.
Oh, my.
Yeah, speak to the mic. There you go.
Yeah. Here's what's happening, Ricky, in celebrity news, y'all. Beyonce is finally talking, y'all. She's finally speaking out regarding that marriage to Jay-Z and how they got together, how they proposed to each other. And a lot of people saying that was very interesting. Now, Beyonce is letting the world know, y'all, that Jay-Z did propose to her. And, so as a proposal gift to him, what she did was she took him to a strip club, honey, called something like the Crazy Horses or something. And she said she took him to this club, and she said the women were so amazing, so beautiful, honey. And she said she got jealous. So she said, so what she did was, she said she wanted to go up on stage and perform like those women were doing, just all sexy and carrying on. She said, but she couldn't do that. So what she did was, she wrote this out petition, and she decided to do the video performing and carrying on like those ladies were doing on stage at the show, and she did that in the video. She said that was her gift to Jay-Z. So she performed, half nude or whatever, and did all this wonderful stuff for him. And I guess that turned him on and kept him around for a while. But then, too, they said there was a little bit bumpiness, honey, in the marriage later on, and that's why she wrote the song Lemonade. So, they're a happy couple she loves, and they have kids together and what have you and stuff like that. But even Beyonce admits that she gets jealous. And my thing is this, Rick, y'all always talking about a fine woman, this and that and other stuff. And Beyonce is allegedly supposed to be the finest woman on earth or whatever. Why would Jay-Z allegedly do something like that? And this woman had to feel insecure by making a video with the song Petition, dancing and carrying on like those strippers. Do men like strippers more? Is this just the thing that men like strippers and prefer
somebody
strippers more?
like they have that bad girl side that a lot of men probably like,
Yeah, is that really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what would you? Well, okay.
It's like a chick with a slip on versus a chick with a thong. A chick with no stockings on, or a chick with knee highs, or white kitty heels.
Yeah, that's the difference. Oh, is that what it is? Well, anyway,
are you going to be more turned on if she dressed like a stripper, come in the bedroom, or march in there with a choir robe on, talking about we are saints of the Lord?
Well, I guess. Anyway, moving on, honey. Another celebrity news. Speaking of that, honey, they say since the debut in 2003, Miss Sierra, baby, they said she's been one of the music industry's most prominent sex symbols, from Ride to Die, from that Ride to Body Party and all this other great stuff. But now they're saying, honey, she's a mother of 4 now, and she's letting the world know she is still sexy, and she's keeping it very sexy for her husband, Mr. Russell Wilson. Now they're saying, that Russell Wilson is one of the most luckiest men in the world, honey, because they have a beautiful wife like Sierra and carrying on, and she keeping her sex symbol up. Now, she posed recently, y'all, in a chair. She sat in a chair. The chair was backwards, and she sat forward, and she sat with her legs just gaped open and stuff, and whatever. Everybody's just raving how wonderful and how beautiful she is and stuff. And, for to say she got 4 children there, saying that the Level Up Sexy Singer posted that racy photo on Instagram, and they left fans drooling. Now, my thing is this, this woman got 4 children. Is that a good look for her children? Because those kids going to see that picture one day, and their mama posing like that. And, Janet Jackson did that pose already, and Lil' Kim already did that pose, and I guess the pose is still going, but I don't know, Ricky. That's not, with children. I mean, should you do that with children? Would y'all do that with children?
Do it with the children. That's part of her career.
But, but Ricky, those kids
I'm talking like doing that pose, knowing that she got kids.
Yeah. And people was hollering, "Give them legs, Miss Wilson," and people was raving and stuff like that. But I don't know. That's kind of interesting. I mean, Maria, you got kids, and Brad, would y'all pose like that with y'all children? I mean, knowing they're gonna grow up one day and see that.
And she's a sex symbol. I think it's in line with her brand.
Yeah, really?
I don't think it's out of the way at all.
Yeah.
She ain't nude.
Yeah, she's not exposing herself or anything looking crazy. She's good.
But she got a daughter, and her daughter going to look at that and say, "Mama, is this how I'm supposed to do?" I mean, that's not a good look for a child, but I don't know. But anyway, because I'm not a
But they're going to call it Child Protective Service.
Well, you never know, Rick. I mean, we live in a different day and time now, honey, so nevertheless. But anyway, congratulations, Sierra, girl. You still got it, honey. And in my final story, y'all, Ice Cube, y'all, he's weighing in on Diddy's drama, honey. They're saying that Ice Cube is speaking out. Now, Sean Diddy, we all know he's been a constant in the news lately because, the man said he went down with his beautiful girlfriend, Miss Cassandra Cassidy Ventura, back in 2023. Now, they're saying that Ice Cube is weighing in on the mogul's recent headline and surmising that Diddy's being targeted. He said Diddy is definitely being targeted. Now, they're saying that the former NWA rapper recently visited a podcast and spoke about several subjects, including the drama that Diddy is going through. However, they said he didn't have many negative things to say, which is a rare occurrence. Now, they're saying that the podcast host, asked the rapper about his interactions with Puffy, and according to the Complex, they said Ice Cube said that Diddy was definitely cool. Now, they're saying the Good Day rapper stated that he worked with Diddy and his producers on his 1998 War and Peace Volume 1 project, and he didn't notice anything out of the ordinary. Now, he did dug a little bit more, and they asked Ice Cube what his reaction was when he heard about Diddy's legal troubles. And he said, how could you be surprised, honey, with anything that happens in hip-hop, he stated. He said, hip-hop is the Wild West. You're going to have the good, you're going to have the bad, and you're going to have the ugly. Now, the whole stated, y'all, that Diddy may be a target, and Ice Cube said, you know what, I think so, too. So they're targeting Diddy, y'all. So let's continue to pray for all parties, y'all, because they targeting him, honey, you know.
Targeting him for beating Cassie.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
With the video evidence. They're targeting.
Yep, so, you know, so they're targeting. So that's what Ice Cube allegedly said. So we just going to keep him lifted up in prayer. All right, the color today, honey, is one of my favorite colors. My color today, y'all, is Blue Moon. On the high end, you say Blue Moon, and on the low end, you say beautiful navy blue. That's your color for today.
All right, y'all give it up for Gary with the T.
It's the front page news.
It's what's trending now.
President Biden is dropping out of the 2024 presidential race with only just a little time and has thrown his support behind Vice President Kamala Harris. So here to give us his thoughts on the latest development are our good friend CNN political analyst Bakari Sellers. Hey, good morning, Bakari.
Man, what's going on, Ricky? I know you're in there doing the single ladies dance too, Ricky. I can just imagine you having your hand in there doing a little single ladies dance.
No, that was not me. That was Gary with the T, with that
Oh,
shirt
you're going to
on.
put me under the bus.
Hey, listen, my phone was blowing up yesterday, and we heard that there was an emergency meeting with top Democrats last night. Any word on the plans for the Democratic National Convention?
Yeah, I mean, we're moving forward. I mean, I think today is an exciting day. You had more excitement about the presidential race than you had in a very long period of time. I would dare say probably since 2008. And I am excited. I told you before that if Joe Biden decided that he couldn't win or that he wasn't suitable or fit to serve another 4 years, then it could only be one choice, and that choice is Kamala Harris. I've spoken to her many times over the past few weeks. She's a good friend of mine. And I have to remind folks, we know the history she represents, but she's also battle-tested. She's battle-scarred, and she came out of those battles as a winner. I mean, she's vice president of the United States. She's a former United States senator, a former AG, a former district attorney. She is qualified to do the job. And so that's my first message to folks. And I'm so excited about the excitement we see in the street. You know, they got Deltas and AKAs out here acting like Bloods and Crips at a truce.
Absolutely.
So, look, I'm excited about where we are.
And it's crazy because it's a prosecutor versus a convicted felon running for the president.
Well, not only that though, Ricky. But look, I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm running on 1,000, but. Like, it's not only that, but it's the fact that it's somebody who stands for a woman having the ability to choose what she does with her body, with her family, her God, and her doctor, versus the man who put 3 justices on the Supreme Court to overturn Roe v. Wade. It's somebody who represents the future of the country versus somebody in Donald Trump who is now the oldest person in American history to ever run for the office of the President of the United States. I mean, it's Kamala Harris versus Project 2025. So there are a lot of clear contrasts, and, you know, we're able to make those contrasts now with a clear message, and I'm not sure we've been able to do that over the past few years, although we must recognize that Joe Biden was one of the most consequential presidents we've had in the history of this country.
Okay, Bakari, I got a question for you, and this is in the forefront of my mind. There's this MAGA and Trump campaign, if you believe the media, seems to be rolling with a full head of steam. Do you believe that the Democrats have what it takes to fight that fire with fire to get a win?
So the answer is yes. And let me just say, I only disagree with my forever First Lady, Michelle Obama, on this one thing. Because Michelle Obama likes to say, when they go low, we go high. But I'm from South Carolina, so when they go low, we go to hell, right? And so we got to be willing to fight in a way that we have never fought before. The fact is, they're going to call Kamala Harris absolutely everything. You're going to see it. They're already they're birtherizing her, saying she's not from here. They're calling her a
laugher.
A foodie. I mean, they're calling her everything. And this woman has done nothing but serve this country with admirable and distinction. And we have to be willing to fight for her. And let me also say this. Black men had a forward-facing role in this campaign. And Kamala Harris has said that not only does she want black men a part of this race, but she wants to listen to us and to make sure that she initiates policies that deal with the plight of black men in this country. And so I would say that it's time for black men as well during this election to stand up for Kamala Harris. This ain't just a battle of AKAs and et cetera. This is a battle for all of us.
You've been a great example of that as well, Bakari. You've been consistent, you've been loyal, you've been optimistic, you've been all about unifying everyone and prioritizing what's at stake. I love your comments on CNN about Kamala being the candidate of hope and her differentiating herself from Trump. Can you speak a little bit more on that?
Yeah, and let me just say that there are a lot of people who are listening right now who find themselves in despair, right? And what that despair is, and y'all are going to hear this a lot because you know these folks, and it's okay. But they're going to say that this country didn't elect Hillary Clinton. They're not going to elect a black woman. They're not going to allow us to do this. They're not going to, and we got to get out of that. I mean, listen, our fight in this country, our plight in this country as black folk has been one of faith and hope, and we've overcome so much. And so before we start saying what they won't do, before they start saying or we start giving up the fight, I need us to be understanding that she represents a new future for this country. Because, look, I know people think it's a game. I watch the Charleston White clips on Instagram and all of that, foolishness and stuff. But if you want to go back to a place that Donald Trump wants us to go back to, if you want us to go back to where my father and many others had to literally sacrifice and give what Abraham Lincoln called the last full measure of devotion for the change that we saw in this country, then take that gamble. But I'm a gamble on a brighter future. I'm a gamble on something my kids can be a part of and proud of, and make sure they have a chance to achieve the American dream. And I'm rocking with Kamala. So yeah, I hope everybody joins me.
Yeah, I really wish Ruth Bader Ginsburg would have made the same sacrifice Joe Biden made to do what's best for his country, and she died and gave up that doggone seat to the other lady. What would you say some of the main factors that went into President Biden's decision to drop out of the race?
Well, there's two facts. One, could you win? And two, could Kamala win? And the answer to the first was no. It looked less and less likely he could win. And yes, it looked more and more likely Kamala could win. I mean, we raised $60 million yesterday. And you got to realize we didn't start in the morning. They raised $60 million after brunch. So, I mean, you got to think about the fact that, she's off to a hell of a start. And, we got to just sustain that energy. Chicago's going to be epic now. Can you imagine what Chicago's going to look like when we nominate this woman to be, a nominee for president of the United States, the forward-looking future we have? So I'm excited about the energy. People are talking about the race again. People want to know what to do, how to do it. This is a unique time in our country's history, but we're at a fork in the road, and we got a choice to make. Again, either you choose Kamala, you choose Trump, or you choose the couch.
Absolutely. But Karen, let everybody know how you can be reached. We're gonna be looking to talk to you all week. Let everybody know how they can follow you.
Yeah, I'm on Bakari_Sellers on Twitter and Bakari Sellers on Instagram. Just check me out. Pray for us. Pray for her. And let's get this thing done.
All right, there it is, y'all. Bakari Sellers, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. It is about that time. Jeff Johnson got 3 things you need to know. Jeff, good morning.
Man, brother, good morning. Who knew when we talked on Thursday we'd be here on Monday? But we all know at this point that President Biden, I think, acted more patriot than president and said, listen, let me get out of the way for the sake of the party, for the sake of the country. And I think that was this morning. That's only the one thing that I'm celebrating him for. Many of us know that he could have said, listen, I'm going to get out of the way, allow the party to move forward and potentially identify someone that there can be a level of excitement around, and then let the party figure that out without any interference. I'm celebrating President Biden this morning, not only for what was a selfless act, but also for aggressively saying that he throws his endorsement behind Vice President Harris. That ensured a lot less confusion, number one. It created a level of clarity around who he believed the leader should be. And I think it gave Democrats, as we're seeing, a great deal of wind to get behind the vice president. And so even as of several minutes ago, we're seeing more and more Democratic leadership getting behind Vice President Harris. There's still several that have not, but I think many of them are party leaders that are waiting to see what rank and file does before they throw their opinion in one way or the other. But I think the last thing, and then I'd really love to hear what you all think, is I think so often when we have this kind of thing happen, and now we're talking about potentially the first woman, potentially the first African-American woman, potentially the first Asian-American woman to become president. Let's not forget, this is a person who has won multiple elections at multiple levels as district attorney of the city of San Francisco, attorney general of the largest state in the country in California, becoming a U.S. senator, and then vice president. So this is not a novice, political novice. This is a woman that has made history and over, not because she wanted to make history, but because she was efficient and proficient and excellent in many cases at the jobs that she was in. And so I don't want us to get caught up in the fact that this wasn't the plan, that in some way, shape, or form Kamala Harris is not ready for the job and not qualified. Now, we can argue whether we agree with her on everything that she's done, but this is probably this is an incredibly qualified candidate for president of the United States. And now the question is the process, if she actually gets it based on that process, which I don't think is going to be a challenge. And then what does a vice presidential candidate look like, all before leading into what is now a totally different convention in Chicago. So, Kay, I'm always interested in your thoughts and how you're seeing this, and what potential. Well, what do you think the biggest challenge is right now as we wait for this process to play itself out?
Two things. I think she needs to make the right pick as her running mate, which I think she has several good ones to choose from that could help her in some key swing states. I'm thinking Josh Shapiro, number one. I'm thinking Mark Kelly, possibly number two, only because of his background and the fact that he is a moderate Democrat. And I'm also thinking, I like Pete Buttigieg, but I know that's not going to happen for reasons. I just like him as a politician. But the thing I've been arguing with folks about, a lot of black men seem to have an issue with Kamala Harris, and they don't seem to understand the concept of we're not asking you to fall in love, we're asking you to fall in line, because the stakes are too high to deal with petty grievances of what you think or what your perception of her is. Do you get what I'm saying? I've been arguing with a lot of guys about that.
I do, but I think, and Kay, let me say this to you, because I think that there is a party issue and there's a culture issue. And when we say fall in line, that almost implies that these brothers were ride or die Democrats, but in many cases they're not. And so I don't disagree with you. If you're talking about somebody that's a Democrat and just realizes politically what's at stake here, then that's one question. But I think there's an opportunity here, Kay, because during the 2020 race, Kamala Harris wasn't really given a lot of room to tell her own story. Right. And to talk about what it meant for her to be a prosecutor, how she navigated what that meant as it related to black men, how she feels about black men, how they are part of her story. And I guarantee you, because many of us were trying to create a space for that to happen, and it didn't. I think now is an opportunity for it to happen. And I think that for those who are Democrats that are like, yo, I'm getting in line and supporting this, they're going to have to be a part of this campaign and this party that says, wait a minute, if we really want to win black men, then we got to talk to them, not just tell them what to do. Yeah, no, I think Kay made a really good point about black men, and that this is not going to be a cakewalk with black men, because there are a lot that either feel some kind of way about her being a prosecutor or just never got to hear her talk about black men. And I don't disagree with him. I just think that we can't tell black men to just get in line unless they're voting based on party. There's a lot of brothers that are voting based on culture and based on their family. And I think the challenge, Kay, is that
there are a lot of people think that because you're a prosecutor, all you did is lock up black people, and that's just not true. Like as a prosecutor, she investigated for-profit colleges that were taking advantage of folks. She was really heavy on environmental issues. She was one of the first. The state of California was one of the first statewide agencies to make sure that body cameras were necessary. I mean, you can go. She opposed the death penalty. She went out. She was huge on homeowner protection, and that's just scratching the surface at what she did as a prosecutor. And so what I love about Kamala, and I met her when I was the national youth director of the NAACP back in '99, back in 2000, and she was just running for a district attorney, and she's not afraid. So Kay, I think she's open to this conversation with black men to have clarity around what her record was as a prosecutor, what she fought for, and what she didn't. And I think she's also comfortable with saying, y'all aren't going to agree with me on everything, but at least know who I was and not think that just because I was a prosecutor, that meant my job was just locking up black men.
And I think here's my thing, Jeff, and maybe it did come out a certain kind of way when I said, we're not trying to fall in love, we're trying to fall in line. I think the message I'm trying to get out to people is that, look, we have a huge, huge threat facing us. And this is the vehicle we have to defeat that threat and to put that threat in our rearview mirror once and for all. And we can work out all our differences, all our personal grievances and all that after the fact. But if we don't get this right, none of this is going to matter.
And also, Kay, and to your point, Jeff, about black men voting based on culture and family, I mean, does Trump represent that? I mean, you have two options.
Yeah, what's on the other side?
Right.
But here's the thing, y'all. Just let her earn it. And I think she can. So you all know as well as I do, it's so much easier to treat people like their vote is worth something versus they owe their vote to somebody. I'm totally with y'all. But if we're ever going to get this thing right, she can earn the vote. And so for those that are ready to get in line, I'm saying do that because I agree with y'all. But for those whose vote needs to be earned, give her the right to do that too because she's capable of it. And I'm supporting her because I believe she can earn the vote of those that still are on the side.
I agree with that. You said you put it perfectly. Jeff, let everybody know how you could be reached.
Y'all hit me at Jeff's Nation on IG. I'd love to know what y'all think. We got a long road ahead, and if we're going to beat this fool, we got to do it together the right way.
There it is.
Oh, yeah. I can't get it.
Right there. That's the best part of that song.
Boy, that song gonna be in your head all day. And it goes a little something like this.
All right, y'all, this is a mix that'll stay in your head all day with John Lyon on the ones and twos. All right, y'all, let's get it. Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Finance, wealth, and growth. It's Money Mondays on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show, 11 minutes after the hour. And over the weekend, thousands of people were stranded due to the global IT shutdown that affected everything from flights to doctor appointments. So we got our money expert, Janai Thornton, is joining us to discuss ways to save money on travel when it's last minute. Janai, good morning. Hey, happy to have you. Everything was crazy this weekend.
Oh, my God.
I'm talking about the lines. I got lucky. I got real lucky this weekend because I was traveling as well. The craziness that happened over the weekend, will people be reimbursed for their flights being canceled or delayed? How does all of that work?
Well, first of all, let me say I was one of those people who was also stuck. Ricky, I was at A&T in Greensboro for a Board of Trustees meeting. They canceled my flight twice. They canceled it on Friday and on Saturday. So guess what? I was like, I'm close. I live in Atlanta. I can drive from Greensboro back to Atlanta. But guess what? Rental car companies were not allowing one-way rentals. They're not talking about that on the news. You could not get a one-way rental. Someone had to drive me to South Carolina. My husband had to come meet me halfway in South Carolina and pick me up. I could not get home.
What?
So people are so frustrated. I know people who are still stuck today who have not made it back. So listen, Ricky, this is how it works. if the reason for your flight delay or cancellation is controllable, like maintenance, crew scheduling issues, you can expect you'll get a food voucher, you'll get a hotel voucher. The airline more than likely will take care of you. But the reason for the delay is not controllable, like weather or a global IT shutdown. More than likely, you will not receive any compensation of any kind. And that's why so many people are frustrated. People are frustrated about this. If you isn't that crazy? It's absolutely crazy. So if you have a special situation, of course, I suggest people, I would file a complaint. Please file a complaint with the airline. A lot of times they will issue miles, free tickets. But, yes, this was not controllable, so there will not be much compensation for people for this inconvenience.
I don't like that because I was inconvenienced, too. My flight got canceled 3 times Friday, and it got canceled Saturday. And then we was at the airport from like 7 in the morning to like 2. My flight didn't leave till 2, and I almost missed my show. They got to do something. They need to figure out something to do for people. Okay, Janai, let's say you're in a last-minute bind like this weekend. Would you get a cheap flight?
It can be difficult to get cheap flights at the last minute. But listen, when your back is up against the wall, Brad, like yours was and mine was this weekend.
Oh, I know.
Listen, try everything. So obviously you can go directly to the airlines. My hold time on Delta was 9 hours and 45 minutes when I placed my phone call.
Really?
My whole time was, 9 hours. They called me literally the next day back, 9 hours and 45 minutes. So a lot of times you're going to have to use the technology when you are stuck. And then you may have to also be flexible, Brad, and maybe go to another airport. That's another thing people were trying to do. Hey, maybe I can't fly out of Vegas, but what's close that I could possibly get to? I could get some ground transportation and possibly fly out. Now, it's also interesting, Brad, to me, how certain airlines like Southwest, they didn't have nearly as many cancellations or delays. So some airlines were actually
I flew
flying.
in this weekend.
You did?
Yeah.
I had a direct flight from Birmingham to Vegas, and then I jumped on American and flew to Dallas to get back home. I couldn't get on that red eye and couldn't get nothing into Atlanta. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing, no. Atlanta shut down. The busiest airport in the world, in the entire world, was just a hot mess.
Ooh, it was.
Listen, Janai, I was there on Saturday morning because I was flying out to Kansas City, and I was on Southwest. I didn't have any delays, but that when you first walk in, right before you get to the TSA pre-check, it looked like Beyonce performing at Coachella. I mean, people were all up on each other. I felt so bad for them. But you know what I realized also, Janai? There's like so many airlines. I didn't realize just so many airlines that I wasn't aware of. They have routes to popular cities. So what are some good sites or tips where people can shop to get the best deals on flights and hotels?
Well, again, part of it is going to be based on preference because where you're going is going to determine the airline that you're going to use. I use Google Flights. You can't book a flight through Google Flights, but you can see all the flights that are available to you. So that's why I like it. They're not pushing anything in particular. They'll also let you know what cities could be cheaper for you to fly to, when possibly the fare may drop. So Google Flights is a great tool that you can use across multiple airlines. Google Travel as well. So, again, you may have to have, a little bit of a different strategy here when your back is up against the wall like it was for many of us this weekend. It's funny, most of us were traveling this weekend.
Man, Janai, thank you so much for joining us. There's a lot going on. And your Sarah getting ready to run for president of the United States, so we're going to I got to get you jump on. Do you know how, Janai, I got to call you. We got to talk. This Divine Nine thing. Huh?
We got a little work to do. We got to give her a little work to do to support our VP to get her ready. We got some work to do out here for sure. It's been a crazy weekend, y'all. What a crazy weekend.
I'm telling you, Janai, let everybody know how you can be reached.
If you have any financial questions, you can always follow me at Janai Thornton. That's JINITHORNTON. Y'all have an amazing Monday, everybody.
Hey, you too. Morning Show coming up.
News headlines, entertainment, sports. It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, 26 minutes after the hour. Y'all got your front page right here. Maria, good morning.
Good morning, Ricky. The front page is brought to you by Capital One. No fees or minimums and no overdraft fees are another reason banking with Capital One is the easiest decision. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank. Capital One NA member FDIC. Good morning, RSMS family. Here's what's happening in news. Well, President Biden will no longer seek re-election. He released a statement yesterday saying, I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term. A short time later, Biden announced his full support and endorsement of Vice President Kamala Harris to become the Democratic nominee. Now, you can catch a recap of our commentary, our conversations with Roland Martin, Bakari Sellers, and Jeff Johnson about the upcoming election on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show podcast. In other news, Sheila Jackson Lee, a longtime Democratic congresswoman from Texas who was an outspoken advocate for Black Americans for decades, has died. She was 74 years old. You may remember she announced in June that she had been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Now, during her congressional tenure, Jackson Lee was an outspoken advocate for progressive interests in Black Americans. She was one of the sponsors of legislation to establish Juneteenth as a national holiday, and she frequently spoke out against police brutality and advocated for federal legislation to prosecute police misconduct. Now, calling her death a tremendous loss, Senator Majority Leader Chuck Schumer wrote on X that the Congresswoman fought so hard throughout her life to make our country a better place for all.
She sure did.
Yeah, she did.
She was a friend of mine. I had just, we was having a text message exchange because she comes on the morning show sometimes, and we've done a lot of work together, and she would definitely be missed. I absolutely loved her. She was always sweet.
Yeah. I like the YouTube compilation that you put together on your page as well, Ricky, about all of our conversations with Sheila Jackson Lee here on the morning show. So if you didn't get a chance to check that out, you can see that on Rickey Smiley's YouTube channel. Those are a few of the stories we're following on the front page. For more news and updates, visit RickeySmileyMorningShow.com. Rock T, what's going on in sports?
What's going on, Maria? WNBA All-Star Weekend went down last weekend. If y'all didn't see it, you missed it. It was off the chain. Team WNBA defeated Team USA 117-109. The Dallas Wings superstar Rickey Smiley dropped 34 points and won the MVP, and she dropped all 34 points in the second half. It was cool to see Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese out there playing together on the same team. They had a couple plays. Angel Reese actually became the first rookie in All-Star history with a double-double. The WNBA All-Stars, they were playing with a chip on their shoulder because many of them were snubbed from the Team USA. So everybody's asking now on social media, are we sending the best women over there to play for the gold medal in the Olympics? So only time's gonna tell. It is what it is. James was voted Team USA flag bearer, so that means he's going to get a chance to carry the flag in Paris for the opening ceremonies. This is the first men's basketball player to carry that flag, and he was actually submitted by his fellow player teammate, Steph Curry. Much respect right there, big dog. Before I go, man, I got to say a happy birthday to my beautiful best friend and wife, Crystal. Happy birthday to my girl, man. She's doing big things, man. Ride or die. It is what it is, man. So happy birthday to Crystal out there, man. So, Rick, how she is, man. She think her birthday the whole doggone month of July.
And it
Damn
is.
right, man. Let her have what she want, Rob.
I do, man. I do every time I
How many times do you turn 21? Let her have what she want.
That's my baby boo
you
right
just
there.
keep up.
Hey, she deserves every bit of it, doggone it. So it is what it is, man. That's my quick sports report, ladies and gentlemen. Follow me on social media at Rock T Holla. Brigitte Tech got the hot spot right now.
The hot spot.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
So hot and that's hot.
You can catch me at the hot spot.
It's the BR18.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. It's the bottom of the hour. It's time for the hot spot. What up, Brett?
What up, Ricky? Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brat Tat Tat, and this is the hot spot where we bring you music, movies, and more. So let's get off into it. Young Thug NYSL racketeering's case. The trial appears to be getting back on track, y'all, with the newly appointed judge Paige Reese Whitaker, setting a new calendar and guidelines. At a hearing on Friday, Judge Whitaker admitted that she was parachuted in to a long-running trial. She indicated that she expected the jury to return on August 5th. The judge also laid out a set of new rules in which she explained that the court will go from 8:45 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily, though perhaps a bit shorter on Fridays. She also banned headphones and eating in the courtroom. She said in reference to the case, "I would like for us to maintain a degree of decorum and dignity and professionalism. That is what is expected of all of you as members of the bar. I'm here to give everybody a fair trial, a fair shake, and follow the law." Meanwhile, y'all, Sean Kingston and his mother appeared in a Florida court Friday after being charged in a wire fraud scheme to obtain more than $1 million worth of luxury goods. Well, y'all, Kingston and his mother, Janice Turner, were indicted by a federal grand jury on 1 count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud and 5 counts of wire fraud. The two face up to 20 years in prison if convicted, if each count is convicted. Prosecutors say that him and his mother from April 11th to 2023 to March 9th obtained over $1 million in luxury cars, jewelry, and other pricey items through a scheme where the rapper would use his celebrity status to persuade vendors to stray from their regular business practices. Who laughing?
Me, because they're going to get out of they're going to get out of jail and going to have to go stay with her grandmama. And she's going to make both of them go to their room.
You stupid.
Grandma might be gone by the time they get out.
Well,
how much time they looking at?
It's federal.
They say if you're looking at 20, they gonna man.
They gonna give you that whole dub.
Oh really? Damn.
Yeah, this ain't like state where you get 10 to
get 85% of that thing.
Yeah, They also, y'all, allegedly used fake documents to show that they initiated payment to the vendors when they really did not. So
and that's the thing about that white collar stuff is a paper trail, and you never beat them charges.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
It's easy to beat a murder charge than it is to beat a white
pulled into that though?
Exactly.
Because they scammers.
Yeah,
He pulled into it
and greedy.
Yeah, because you know a
he
lot
been
of
scamming though.
He has. If you can go way some years back. So many jewelers have been like they ain't gave him his jewelry back yet. You know he owed him for this. He didn't pay. So this has been going on for a long time. And you know, when the vendors see celebrities, they think, you know, when we gonna help them out and, you know, advertise their stuff, but you still have to pay for the goods. You may get a good price, but you
what
can't
has
just
been making him relevant though? Like outside of what is he doing? Did he have music or is he doing a reality show? Or
no, he had that one.
He was kind of a one-hit wonder. Well,
he had
Beautiful Girls.
Beautiful Girls.
Yeah.
That's the only
one I know.
That's the only one I know.
One hit
too.
wonder almost.
Yeah, so.
But he tried to keep that image up.
Well. All right, y'all. We're going to wrap up the hot spot on that note. But coming up next, we got the Praise Mixdown with the White Stone. The time now is 26 minutes before the top of the hour. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
This is Mark Morial, and this is today's State of Black America. The ground shook, and Joe Biden is out. That's right, Joe Biden, a consequential president who placed racial justice at the center of his administration, who selected a black woman as vice president, put a black woman on the United States Supreme Court, appointed 2 black people to the Federal Reserve Board, appointed more African-American women judges to the courts of appeal in American history. Joe Biden, his legacy is strong and his legacy is secure. And now the torch passes, and there's a chance to make history. Kamala Harris, a black woman from California, the vice president of the United States, will face Donald Trump in the fall election. This chance to make history is truly stunning. This was unforeseen just 30 days ago. But as history goes, so will go this election. Issue has been joined, and the choice will be clear. It will be unambiguous. It'll be a choice between democracy and autocracy. Well, I lead the National Urban League, and the National Urban League cannot and will not endorse a candidate because of federal restrictions. I will say that I am personally going to vote for Kamala Harris. I've known her for 20 years. She's been honored by the National Urban League. I've watched her career as she's risen from the district attorney of San Francisco to where she is today. She's cool. She's calm. She's strong. And first of all and best of all, she's committed to American democracy. So as this election evolves, there'll be many debates and many discussions. Let us ensure that Kamala Harris is not held to a higher standard. I hear talk about whether someone is ready, whether a woman is now the perfect choice to be president of the United States. Of course the country's ready for a woman because the country's ready for whatever is best. Ladies and gentlemen, this is today's State of Black America. We'll talk about this more in the weeks and months to come. I am sure as this election evolves. Remember, your vote counts because a voteless people is a hopeless people. Let us reclaim our votes. This is Mark Morial, president of the National Urban League, bringing you State of Black America for today. Follow me across all social, Facebook, X, Instagram, and I'll see you next week on the radio.